This is at Crockford's Cast blog on baseball preseason for January 2011. I've got kind of a bad sore throat, so I'm going to keep this short. But basically, I'm going to try to reopen this old project I had last year because I never submitted it. So I figured that this is the same. There's some minor tweaks to what I'm doing. So I'll just keep this proposal going. Now every Saturday we're going to go to this place in Bourne called Cape Cod Baseball Clinic or Club, and it's captain's practices, so the coaches can't officially be there. So a lot of that responsibility will be on me and the other two captains to run these things. And every other Saturday, the other two captains aren't going to be able to be there because they have basketball. So every other Saturday, it's going to be totally my responsibility to run these. Obviously, that means some leadership development, working well with other people, and I think that I'm going to run into a lot of ethical dilemmas. So I just went to my first one of these last week. Understanding new challenges. Every year with a new team, I have been captain before. I haven't been a senior before, but with this new team, the mentality here has to be totally different. You have to come at this from a different angle. It's not the same as last year. It's never going to be the same as last year. Everything's a little different. You have underclassmen who are new, not only freshmen, but kids coming out for the first time. So that's my new challenge for this, is getting to know those kids, hopefully before we even get on the field, so that once we're out there, we can already be bang, boom, what do we need to work on? Where are we going? What are we doing here? So that's that new challenge. Another new challenge for me is, of course, I have to play at a different level this year because I'm bigger this year. I've grown a couple of inches. Getting into that body, which I talked about last year, is going to be a little bit of a challenge. And then picking up a baseball for the first time in 4 years. I went and I threw the other day, this Saturday at the clinic, and my release point was off. So I was up here, I was over here, I was down here. And what that's saying to me is that I just need practice. I need to throw a lot. My fastball is a lot faster, my curve dives more. Everything's going to be different this year. So I need to get back to that teamwork, working with my catcher, which is working well with others. And I need to start right now, right away in January, so that by the time April rolls around, I am hitting my spots, because I'm going to have to fill some big shoes pitching-wise this year. Showing perseverance and commitment. I felt really crummy this weekend. I'm still pretty sick. I'm just hoping that I can beat this. But basically, I dragged myself out of bed for one thing this weekend, and that was this baseball clinic. I also rescheduled a college interview because of this. So I am certainly going to take this seriously, because I think that from all the leadership that I've done throughout high school and in other places, what I found, and it sounds cliche, it sounds trite, is that the only way to lead is to lead by example. You can't tell people that they need to be responsible or that they need to put this first on their list, but if they see you doing it, then there will be that call for them to do so as well. So that perseverance this year in this activity for me is really important, because this is going to set the tone for the season, and the only way we're going to be a successful team is if we're a committed team, and the only way we're going to be a committed team is if the leaders on the team are committed, and that's me, that's the captains, and that's a lot of the other players. We have a lot of returning kids, and everybody's going to be a leader this year. So I think commitment is going to be a really big deal for us. And that's something I'm going to talk about in my blogs from here on in. So this is Zach Crockford, reopening my baseball preseason journal. I may want to change this to a new activity, I'm not sure yet, but as of now, these are going to go here until I figure out what I'm doing.